Hello, my loves. I am feeling a sadness in the masculine side energies. So I feel like I'm just going to open up to this. It's sort of been dancing back and forth and presenting over the last few days. I think some of it is connected to where we're recalibrating the internal masculine and feminine, but I also sense that this is connected to the masculine collective. So I just feel guided to open up and see what wants to come through for any of you who might be resonating with this. Fortune's wheel, luck, and right timing. Okay, this feels connected to the sadness around the potential, personal, individual potential, also the potential of the connection. And I feel layers of the dance of like knowing that when things align, it's like luck and that divine timing. And then also like a frustration and a sadness around it not being the right timing, whether it wasn't the right time in the past or it's not the right time now. There's something processing around timing and being ready or not being ready, and like a sadness and a frustration around that is what is coming through. But with this fortune's wheel, luck and right timing, I also feel like this glimmer of hope that could potentially be a beacon of inspiration. So I see this like pivot point where the masculines feel sadness and frustration around things not syncing up, but then also a hope and a glimmer of inspiration that there is hope that it could sync back up or come together in that right and divine timing. And what I'm seeing is sort of like these steps where the feminine and masculine each take their own individual steps forward and really surrender to a level of that higher divine timing, in the sense that it's not giving up, but it's actually surrendering to the pathway that each is meant to go on. It feels like there's old energies and aspects processing out with this, but there's also like a newness coming in at the same time with it. Okay. I want to see, there's been this sense that this last week of the snake year is going to be quite intense, with like rebirthing, like death to rebirthing energies. It's how it's coming in. So just curious if you guys are feeling a lot of emotions or sort of like a up and down of like feeling the new and the true and the stabilized energies, and then sort of like processing past aspects. But it feels like it's like an honoring of the past and how that's no longer fully relevant for how far you've come. And so it's actually creating the space for those aspects to um, pass on and then rebirth the energies in a new way, is what's coming through. Okay, as I say that, we have the Three of Pentacles, and it landed right on the Fortune's wheel of luck and right timing. So there's a renegotiation, something shifting in the contracts. And what I'm seeing is where there was the initial contract, the initiation, the expression or embodied version of your connection together. And now it's going through an upgrade, and there's a renegotiation of what that may look like moving forward. So let's see what wants to come forward around this. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Swords. So this to me is a lot of embodying of the truth, looking at things logically, really cutting away any of the confusion through sort of a semi-hermiting phase, and then a deeper healing and upgrade of the nervous system energies. Okay, what else? Okay, justice. It feels like within this quiet contemplation and deeper healing, things are recalibrating and reorienting to bring in the balanced, harmonious energies. I feel like I feel this sense of like the masculine wanting to speak, but not sure what to say. So I'm going to hold space to allow a message to come with that. Okay, King of Cups. So the masculines are also in a quiet contemplation of going into some depths of their own emotion, their own intuition. It feels very much like a deeper part of them is being activated. This is some of this sadness. What my sense is that they're not completely shutting it down, but they're also not externalizing it. There's a level of calibration that's happening with the emotions that are rising within the masculine, and they're working to stabilize their own emotions without suffocating the emotion out. It does feel like there is a level of stabilization happening in the masculines in a new way. Like a new pocket opened up, and now they're reorienting or orienting themselves to what that is and what that means. And again, you, as if you're a feminine watching this, may be feeling a version of this happening within your own system. Okay, what would the feminines like to share? Three of Wands. This feels like where the feminines are in a semi-waiting phase, but not in a woe is me waiting phase. It's waiting for the aligned conditions. The feminines are stable, strong, and ready to jump on the wave when it arrives, but also patiently waiting for the right wave and circumstances and conditions to arrive. And this feels actually important in conjunction with the masculine and allowing the energies to recalibrate and come into a balanced alignment. This is really evidence of the energy we spoke about yesterday, that energy of the mastering stillness and inspired action. This is literally speaking to me like about the epitome of those energies. And this again is allowing the masculine to integrate in his own way because the feminine is not pulling on him to perform. And the masculine is not pulling on the feminine to perform. Things are just recalibrating and reorienting and realigning. And this is what is shifting the contract because this is moving from the previous codependent energies into the interdependent energies. And how can we be independent and sovereign and simultaneously co create? And I'm speaking about this, of course, from the masculine and feminine energies, but this is something that is both internal and external as you're again mastering your stillness in your inspired action. And this is also allowing the masculine system to reorient to doing the same. It's allowing the systems to recalibrate and reorient to the new information that has become available. Okay. I feel like I want to get one more, and then I actually do feel guided to go into a part two for this one. Deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influence. And this is kind of what I was just going to say. I feel like the masculines actually want to share something deeper with the feminines around these emotions that are surfacing, the sadness, the recalibration of the contracts and what this is bringing up for them. But I can also feel in the energies where there's it's not closed, but it's not all the way open. There's a vulnerability to it. And this is why I feel guided to go over to a member video for this. Of course, again, you can get that individually if you would like to dive deeper into this. I can get one more around this. So, what wants to come through in the part two? With this deeper emotion, unknown feelings. Okay, there's something connected to some heartbreak that the masculine is processing. When I feel into it, it feels like this awareness of the present energies, but there's also a deeper feeling that this goes much deeper than just right now. There is some sense that this masculine is feeling that there is a deeper connection, a deeper emotion, that this feels more like something that's been built over lifetimes. And this is something that the masculine connecting with this message is in the process of sorting through. It does feel that at the right timing, he or she, of course, apologies. That always just comes through when I'm seeing a specific masculine energy in my mind's eye as it comes through as a masculine, but it will come forward, but there's more that's processing. And what I'm sensing is this sort of ginger energy of feeling like they want to open the door, they want to express some of this, they want you to be aware of it. But there is going to be a time where they come forward and actually speak to you about this in the physical, if any of you are resonating with this. I'm sensing this is something that you have probably felt and known, but are allowing the masculine to come to terms with what the connection means for them in their own time. And this is some confirmation that that is in process of surfacing and being sorted through as a part of this contract renegotiation, where the feminine is not holding up the whole connection, but holding the feminine space and allowing the connection to recalibrate each of you into your sovereign lanes and your own information is actually helpfully, stably allowing the information to organize in a way that the masculine is able to comprehend and process, but it takes time. Okay, so we're going to go deeper into this and what the masculines want to express around this. And I'm just going to open it up to see anything that they want to share and where these energies might be heading. All right, my loves. So I will come on with a part two. You will see that in the pinned comment as well as over in the post tab. Let me know how you're doing, how this energy might be resonating with you, and I'll see you very soon with part two. Much love.